How you guys doing? I thought I would bring some more boots your way today. I'm going to look at the Trumans that I own. In fact, I'm even going to pair my Truman boots with some hand knit socks. So let's just get right into it here. We're going to start with the Coyote roughout. Just to start us off, I'm going to talk briefly about the unboxing experience. I do prefer the Wolverine 1,000 Mile unboxing experience, partly because with the Trumans, instead of the cloth, you get tissue paper. I try to make it last as long as possible, so I do, even though some of these boots they're a couple years old at least, I still have them in the tissue paper. It is nice with Truman the dog printed on there. But yeah, you also get an extra set of laces with Trumans, so it's better than the Red Wing unboxing experience. Coyote roughout, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this is a CF Stead leather, and it's absolutely beautiful. I waited for months to get these boots because they had one run and I couldn't afford them at the time. And then they were like, but wait, there's more. And I was like, sign me up. I love the plain toe. Unstructured, that's my favorite because I'm not working on an industrial site. I'm usually out walking my dogs, working in the yard, shopping. So an unstructured toe just makes it that much easier to break in. This is your Truman specific sole. This is the recycled content of the sole. Again, the handmade workmanship is really appreciated, kind of celebrated a little bit here with the labeling. And hey cat, stop scratching. I got 6 cats. The branding goes all the way into the inside. I'm gonna try to aim this at you and see if you can make it out here. So again, everything is beautiful leather with Truman. They honestly, I'm not sure if I want to say this is a Norwegian welt. It could be a Goodyear welt. I struggle to tell the difference between the two. But this is the what do you call it? The 270, I think. It's not going all the way around. But again, it's like for me that much less that you have to break in because these are pretty tough boots. That midsole is it's a good thickness. It's not like something you'd buy from Indonesia, but they're very sturdy. I do love the roughout, and I find it really practical. I tend to wear a leather like this more when it's wet. They're really easy to brush off. They dry out well. These also work for mowing the lawn, and the soles are very, very practical for things like walking on cement or walking at Walmart or even at work. And I'm very happy with these. Haven't been too hard to break in. And as far as socks, why, this is a pair of socks I knitted from some crow yarn. Look at that. They line up pretty well. I wear my hand knit socks with my boots. There's just no better pairing as far as I'm concerned. My son is like, well, what kind of sock? I'm not going to wear Nike socks on my boots. I'm like, no, you're not. And he's struggled so much to find. He's tried Wigwam. He's tried Darn Tough. He's tried socks and thrown away socks trying to find ones that work. I'm like, dude, if you could just learn how to knit them, you can literally make them your size. You can do the right circumference, the right foot length, the right stretchiness, the right colors, the right height, etc. So that's one of the reasons I love to wear leather boots, because I can also enjoy wearing my hand knit socks. Let's look at another pair. These are the black roughout, and I've had these a little longer. This is probably the first pair of Trumans that I bought. I made the mistake of thinking I could wear these in slush, and it turned out that no, they suck up water like a vacuum. So I didn't wear them in slush and snow anymore. As you can tell, I have worn them to use my push mower. So they're getting a bit of a patina on them. Like I say, it's my oldest pair of Trumans. And these have the Truman lug sole, their own lug sole. I'm going to guess that they make it this way so it's just easier for their craftsmen to stitch on. You don't have to stitch through the lugs. If you look at a pair of Nick's boots, they're stitching right over those lugs. But these work fine. My son asked me at one point, you know, is it an issue having that particular pattern on the sole? And I said, no, no problem. Works great for me. There's their branding on the bottom of the foot. Again, unless I'm mistaken, this is a CF Stead leather, and the insides are all the same with your leather insole. Beautiful construction. It's the same welt that's on my Coyote roughout, and it works beautifully for me. These boots are just holding up great. I can tell from the heel. You know, I've been getting a fair amount of wear out of those when I wear them on campus. Then I'm working on lots of cement. But again, the likelihood that I personally will ever wear these boots out and need to have them resoled is pretty minimal. So I think they're going to hold out well. I do walk mostly on grass. Let's look at another. Oh, wait. I forgot. The socks. Yes, the socks. So I can pair these with my black hand knit socks. And look at that. They look great. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I wear these with shorts. Some people are like, what would you wear boots in the summer for? I'm like, because they protect my feet. They align my hips. I have, my hips were replaced. So it's one of the main reasons I wear boots is because I walk straight in those babies. The Aqua Rambler. That's what I have next. And I've had these, I'm going to say, about a year. And this is just me, but I'm probably not going to buy another Rambler leather. This leather is thick. If you wear your boots super hard, you're a forester or something like that, I would recommend the Rambler leather. I like the color. I got a little annoyed with Truman recently, 6, 8, 10 months ago. They were like, well, we're just going to keep making the brown ones because they sell the best. I'm like, well, you go, you. I want color. And lately I've seen they've been resorting back to like the China blue, and these have come back and stuff. And I'm so glad. So my son tells me I will eventually get them broken in. You can see I've been trying. I mean, I have worn them a fair amount. They've got that really practical flat sole. I can just wear that most anywhere unless I'm hiking up an alpine mountain or something like that. These have the cap toe, just like the black ones that I just showed you. And this to me looks like just your standard Goodyear welt, contrasted to the other two, which, if I'm not mistaken, is a Norwegian welt where it rises. On the other hand, it's a 360 welt, so it's going all the way around the heel. And yeah, they're just, I think the leather, like, there are people, Rose Anvil, they'll like measure the thickness of the leather. I'm just gonna guess these are a little thicker, but they are beautiful, and I'm making progress. And as far as this pair of the socks, yeah, look at that. Look at that. I mean, what could look nicer, right? So I got this wool in Omaha at a yarn store, and these socks are super thick too. It's a little heavier wool than I knitted them up with. And those socks work beautifully in my aqua boots. Let's check out another pair. Green. I'm sure you all probably remember the kudu boots from Parkhurst that Nick English was advertising on Stridewise a couple years back, and I was like, oh, I gotta have those boots. I like green, and they just weren't available when I was hoping to get them. However, the evergreen cheaha was, and actually I'm happy that I ended up with these because they're better boots. So this cheaha leather I'm thrilled with. It's not nearly as hard to break in for my old bones as the Rambler leather. I love the color. I spent a week in Norway, and this was all I wore, day in and day out, walking like 10 miles a day. And they just wore like tanks. I mean, as much walking as I did around Trondheim, you could barely tell it. I mean, I could tell it. I was kind of tired. But again, we have the cap toe. We've got the Goodyear welt. This is your 270, and doesn't quite go all the way around, but the comfort of these boots is top notch. These boots are just as comfortable as the black ones, and we have the Truman lug sole. Again, I don't have a problem with the way it's configured. It probably helps to keep the price, you know, below $500, which is, I think, is where they're at right now. And they always give you 2 pairs of laces. I'm a leather girl. I'm always gonna shoot for the leather laces. Those are, you know, if my feet swell or whatever, they kind of adjust. They're just, I don't know, I just like the feel of them. And they're just so tough. So, but I do have the other set of laces. And as far as socks, I have green yarn that I need to make socks with, but this is a pretty good look, you know. This is some German yarn that I got. It's self-striping, and but I do have some forest green yarn, so I've got to make another pair that are gonna really match these boots perfectly. So that's the evergreen cheaha, my second favorite pair of Trumans. What's my favorite pair? I feel like I need a drum roll. These are my most expensive boots, and maybe you'll recognize them. Not everyone's taste, right? But I am a woman. I gotta go with the pretty colors, and in this case, that meant purple. I probably wear these the most of any of my Trumans. This is the viola horserump. Viola horserump. And this was the run where they allowed you to configure the boots how you wanted them. So I chose the plain toe, I chose the unstructured toe, and I chose this flat Vibram sole, which is, it's enormously comfortable. I don't always need lugs. I'm going to be honest. I go outside. I've got 3 dogs. What am I going to walk into? Their poop. And the lug sole, it just picks that up like a sponge. But something like this, it's just so much easier to keep clean. And they work on cement. It's a great composition for a sole. They're really comfortable to walk on. But this leather, this is the only pair of boots or shoes that I have in horserump, and I'm just hoping I can afford to do this again. I would recommend this over cowhide any day. I think it's worth the extra. You know, it's half again as much money. But the smell of the leather is wonderful. And I chose the matching tongue, and I love that it too is the horserump. Let me see if I can orient this the right way so you can see the inside. Just such a comfortable boot, and it has the 270-degree Goodyear welt. I didn't want a boot that was overbuilt, so I'm not a firefighter. I'm a professor. I don't need boots that are going to get me up Mount Everest. I just need boots that are going to keep me solidly on the ground, protect my feet, protect my ankles, keep me from spraining my ankle, hold me up straight, and, you know, just put them through whatever I put them through, especially going with the dogs all over trails, bike trails, through dust, through mud. I mean, these boots have seen it all. I've had them now for a couple years. And like I say, they're the Trumans that I get the most use out of. I think they recently did another run of the viola horserump. I'm not sure. Again, it's not everyone's color, but for me, I was like, I gotta have those. I don't care how much they cost. And you can see these socks look super nice. Again, these are hand knit. To my specifications, they look awesome. They fit beautifully inside the boot. They work especially well in the winter, but they even work in summer. You'd be surprised how the wicking properties of wool are in the summer, and they keep you comfortable. So those are my Trumans. I can't recommend Truman enough. Obviously, you know, they're like another grade above your Red Wing, your 1,000 Mile, and I love all those boots too, and I get a ton of use out of them. But if I'm going to travel and I have to rely on one pair of boots, it's going to be Trumans. You know, right now I don't own any Nicks. My son wants me to. But I have some other pairs, other brands that are pretty good. But I would say these are my all-time favorite boots. And I hope you can appreciate why. And if you have any comments on Trumans, your experience with Trumans, I'd love to know it. And we'll talk again soon. Take care.